without food, and it is much easier for people to get food nowadays. We can buy food from many places. Just in our campus, there are lots of shops for students to buy food, such as Panda Express, Papa John. Students can buy burgers, pizzas, noodle, rice, and even sushi. The abundance of food has a deep connection with the technology, which also leads to more chemical food additions. We add pigments to make food more attractive, seasonings to make food more delicious, and preservatives to keep food longer. However, some of these chemical food additions results in the problems of food safety, because many chemical food additions do harm to health of people and our environment.
Which improvement people's living standard. Their food eating problem are getting more and more attention. The save our food are relating to graduation because every day we need to have a means because the food can give you energies. So we hope the food have a lot of naturations because they can give you have a good body. But now in the news we often see the food safety these problems. So we need to pay attention. Like one to the supermarket, we buy the food, you need to remember you always need to check the date of productions. And one to the restaurant, is enough a lot of food addictions. So you in every country we have the food safety this problem, so we need to solve. In China, this problem is most serious because the many companies in order to make a money, so in use something make the food look so good or delicious, but this is unhealthy. So we need to solve these problems. So for that cause this topic was promoted.
Well, with the development of the society and people are more focused on healthy diet because the food safety problem can cause the human disease. Well, people pay more attention on food we eat in our daily life because we overuse the pesticides, fertilizer, and additions in our daily life. And people are wanted to know how food grows is packaged until sold. And the food safety problem is really serious in all over the world, no matter in China or in America. In China, our food and our vegetables and fruits are contains fertilizer and pesticides, and maybe some pesticides and fertilizer contain some chemical substance, and it will contain in the food we eat. And all the snacks have the additions, so it is all bad for our health. And such as this, the unicorn frappuccino, although looks like colorful and it tastes good, but it contains a lot of additions, and it has cream, but maybe the cream is animal cream, so it is all bad for our health. So maybe the companies and the government should reduce use the addition pesticides and fertilizer in our food, which we eat in our daily life.
先静止3秒，3、2、1。Hello, Carrie.
Hello.
What's your lunch? What do you eat in the noon? What's your lunch?
The chicken fry.
You mean the sandwich?
Yes, right.
Don't you think the sandwich have too much calories?
Yes, I know the sandwich have a lot of calories. It's unhealthy, but I'm not have a free time because I have a class. The sandwich, this food is very delicious, but they are on junk food. They are easy to make people fat. People fat, I know. And without nutrition, many people, because of eating this food, cause disease such as obesity. Or so my opinion, we can eat some vegetable or fruit, have dinner and have lunch. We can eating something can make you healthy. they have a vitamin. This food can make your body healthy, right? What about your opinion about the food safety?
Um, I think the food safety question actually affects the health of people, but it also affects the safety of the environment. According to Dr. Kellen Lawson and Professor Linda Armstrong, um, they read an article about the food we eat have a deep effect on our environment. Uh, for example, the pesticides and fertilizers will pollute the ground and the water, which affect the wildlife and the water supply. What's more, the genetically modified food also have some bad influence on our environment. Um, People add some natural genes to the plants, which will supply this dangerous gene to the wild plants, and it will affect the animals and the insects who eat this plant, and it finally will affect the other animals and even people. So I think the food we eat also have an effect on the environment.
I'm agree with you. How about you, Ken?
Well, according to the article, Why Chinese Food is So Bad by Kiwi Hunt, and she says that almost a half of Chinese food processing factory are failed to meet the international acceptable standard. And she says that in China, some factories, the workers handle food and they don't wear any gloves. So this behavior will cause the human disease and will cause the bacteria spread. And she says that in the last year, some American companies used the unqualified products such as the McDonald's and Starbucks. They used unqualified pork and some other things. In China, there also have some unqualified factories that are still in operation and proceeding the productions and sold worldwide. So maybe that unqualified pork is from the sick pig, so it caused the infectious disease to human. And in America, there also have some such as Starbucks. The last week they have unicorn frappuccinos. So it looks colorful and tastes good, but it has a lot of additions, so it finally will cause human disease. So that's all of us opinion. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, according to the article, China's food safety issues worse than you thought by Nancy, and she says that Chinese government admitted that 20% of our cities is contaminated to some degrees, while 64% of underground water pollution was caused by indirect pollution, such as using unqualified pesticides and feed additions of the operational irregulations. Well, she claims that chemical pesticides can cause the human reproductive disorder and liver disease. The fertilizer also influences the meat we eat. Adding fertilizer in the feed trace elements can regulate the psychological or physiological function of animals and increasing the yield of animal products and improving meat quality. Overuse high copper and high zinc in heavy metals elements will directly endanger the safety of animal food or enter the environment and indirectly harm people's health. Copper in the animal's liver, kidney enrichment, and more than a limited number of people prone of food poisoning and preparations can promote pig growth, but also make the fur bright. Using additions in vegetables can make vegetables look more fresh, and pesticides and fertilizer can make food grow faster and without insects. Although this ways looks like having some benefits to the food because of unqualified additions and fertilizer and pesticides, it makes chemical in the food and chemical substance in our body, and overuse chemical substance will make the animal body content exceed and have a strong meat, and it will finally it will greatly harm our body's health.
Many people may wonder if mathematics has any connections with food safety. In fact, mathematics plays an important role on it. The way people judge whether the food is good or not is to read the label and the parameter of the food, which comes from the cooperation in mathematics and biology. In the article, a user-friendly theoretical mathematical model for the prediction of food safety in a food production chain. Authors tried to use mathematics to create a new calculation method to help people judge the safety of the food. Similar contributions made by mathematicians on food safety are countless. So mathematics helps people judge the food safety more intuitively and study its issues more easily. That's why I say mathematics play an important role on food safety.
Two people in Florida ate some salad from a container before discovering the remains of a deep bed inside of it. Officials said Florida health officials were evaluating the people who ate the salad. That's reported being in good health and neither exhibit any sign of rabies. The CDC said the bat was found in a 5-ounce clean container, organic Maxide spring mix. The seller make fresh express. I shared a record on Saturday after it said it was notified that intestinal animal matter were allegedly found in a single container. According to a note of the Food and Drug Administration's website, people eat bad from the salad. This is a big food safe problem. I think the relevant departments need to be careful when check food safety so as to be better do a good job of food safety issues.
Well, my major is public administration. It is a major to help government to make laws. Why the food safety problems is very serious in all over the world? Because the government is lacks in supervision. So maybe my major can help government to make some laws. The first they can to help government make laws to regulate the factories to use additions fertilizer and pesticides because some factories overuse that additions and finally cause the human disease. So if the government can increase the supervision of in the factory, maybe it can reduce use of the use additions. And the second way that my major can help government to give a limit to use the fertilizer, pesticides, and additions, because some factories use too much chemical substance and finally caused the zinc and the copper in our liver enrichment. So maybe some factories can have a limit to use how much of the chemical substance and finally reduce use additions.
And my major is business, professional for food safety issues. I think the businessman is often the food company or restaurant not just to make the money, to cut costs, need to ensure the safety of food. Do not use food additives, hormones, pigments, that unhealthy things. We can improve the price. Let the people eat safe food. But don't in order to reduce costs, make the food color and taste feel good. That is a problem. But put something make the human body unhealthy. Open the company or restaurant. The environment is very important. The great environment can ensure food safety. To ensure sanitation, do not let bacteria in food. That is very important, right?
Actually, we all can do something to promote the food safety. As we consume food every day, the food we choose to buy have a deep influence on the food safety. If we buy more the natural food, it is good for not only our health but also the environment because of less chemical products. If we find that a company provides unsafe food, we can refuse to buy the products from this company, and it will finally call the attention of other companies to focus on food safety. Even though one person have a little power, people can get their power together to change the world. If we all concentrate on food safety, it will change much better.